Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Hope Logan, Annika Noel, is a hot commodity right now on the CBS soap. It wasn't too long ago the hope for the future CEO was tragically single and throwing herself at Dr. John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. Now Hope has not one but two men competing over her, and a third on the way. Who will Hope Logan choose on the bold and the beautiful Hope Logan is currently engaged to Carter Walton, Lawrence Street Victor. The unexpected couple fell in love while they were taking over Forrester Creations. However, the wedding plan seems to be at a standstill, and Hope hasn't even picked a date or venue. According to B&B Spoilers, this week Carter will begin to have doubts about Hope saying, "I do," and will begin to pressuring her for a commitment. Hope Logan's fiancé is right to be worried. She's been spending a lot of time with her ex-husband Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. And next week Liam is rumored to make his move and profess his love for Hope. Having a brush with death can put things into perspective for people. Now that Liam Spencer's life flashed before his eyes, bold and the beautiful spoilers indicate he wants his family back. Liam and Hope's divorce was messy, but also had a lot to do with Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Massins Wood. Since Steffi left town, there's nothing stopping a Lope reunion. Bold and beautiful spoilers say Hope Logan is going to have to make a difficult choice. Will she move forward with her wedding to Carter Walton? Or try to make things work with Liam Spencer one last time? Hope Logan had always been a woman of unwavering principles, or at least, that's how the world saw her. Kind, compassionate, and determined, she had fought countless battles to protect her family, her heart, and the people she loved. But lately, Hope found herself standing at a crossroads she never expected. And for the first time in years, the path forward wasn't clear. The day began quietly at Forrester Creations, with a hum of sewing machines and the soft murmur of designers working on the latest collection. Yet, Hope couldn't focus. Her mind kept replaying the events of the past few weeks, events that had left her emotionally exhausted, questioning every choice she had made. It all started when Liam's health scare had left him vulnerable, and Hope realized just how fragile life could be. Liam, who had always been her anchor in the storm, had been keeping secrets, and those secrets now threatened to tear apart the fragile stability they had worked so hard to achieve. But that was just one piece of the puzzle. Hope's heart ached not only for Liam but also for her children. Beth and Douglas were her world, and she had promised herself that no matter what happened, she would protect them. Yet, the looming possibility of a new chapter in their lives, a chapter she might not fully control, was weighing heavily on her. Hope sat in her office, fingers tapping nervously on the desk. She had received a call from Thomas, the ever-persistent designer who had a way of stirring trouble without lifting a finger. Thomas's latest proposal had thrown her into a whirlwind of emotions. He suggested a collaboration between Forrester Creations and an up-and-coming boutique, a venture that could elevate the brand and perhaps even heal some of the lingering rifts between the families. But the partnership came with a condition. Hope would have to put aside her personal reservations and work closely with someone she didn't entirely trust. Her phone buzzed again. It was Liam. "Hope, we need to talk," he said, voice low but urgent. "It's about everything. About us." Hope closed her eyes, inhaling slowly. She loved Liam fiercely, but lately, love had come with a price she wasn't sure she was ready to pay. "Liam, can we meet later?" she replied, trying to steady her voice. I need some time to think." After hanging up, Hope's gaze wandered to the photograph on her desk. It was a simple image of Liam holding Beth and Douglas, the three of them smiling under a summer sun. The memory should have brought comfort, but all it did was deepen the knot in her chest. How could she make a decision that would impact not just her future, but the future of her children, her marriage, and even her career? Meanwhile, across town, Steffi was plotting her next move. Though Hope and Steffi had always shared a complicated relationship, with love and rivalry intertwined, There was no denying Steffi's fierce determination. She wanted Liam back, yes, but she also wanted to see Hope falter. Steffi's subtle manipulations had already begun to infiltrate Hope's world, leaving tiny cracks in her confidence. Hope knew Steffi was clever, but she also knew that allowing fear to dictate her actions would be a mistake. She had always prided herself on making thoughtful, measured decisions, even when her heart pulled in conflicting directions. But this was different. This was personal, and the stakes were higher than ever. Hope turned her attention back to the task at hand, the collaboration proposal from Thomas. She knew that agreeing could bring financial success to Forrester Creations, but at what cost? Working closely with someone like Thomas, who had a knack for emotional manipulation, could place her in vulnerable situations she didn't need right now. And yet, declining could make her appear weak or unwilling to adapt, something that could harm her professional reputation. Her mind raced with scenarios. What if Liam disagreed with her decision? What if the children were affected by her choice? Could she really handle the scrutiny from Ridge, Brooke, and the rest of the family if she made the wrong move? Hope realized she had to separate emotion from practicality. But how could she do that when her heart was so deeply entangled? The next day, Hope sought solace in a familiar place, the beach. The sand beneath her feet, the rhythmic crash of the waves, the salty breeze. Everything about it seemed to offer clarity. Yet as she watched the horizon, clarity remained elusive. It was there that she ran into Finn. The ever-supportive doctor had always been a voice of reason in her life, though their connection had always remained strictly platonic. Finn had noticed the turmoil in her eyes before she even spoke. "Hope, you've got that look," he said gently, falling into step beside her. "The one that says your mind is running 1,000 miles an hour." Hope managed a small smile, grateful for the presence of someone who didn't complicate her heart further. "You could say that," she admitted. "I'm trying to make a decision, one that feels impossible." Finn nodded knowingly. Sometimes the hardest choices are the ones that affect more than just us. But the key is to think about what aligns with your values, what protects the people you love, and what allows you to stay true to yourself. Hope felt a flicker of reassurance. Finn's words reminded her of who she was. A woman capable of making difficult decisions, even when the stakes were sky-high. Returning home, Hope faced yet another challenge. Brooke. The ever-influential matriarch had taken notice of Hope's hesitation and felt compelled to intervene. "Hope, darling, I know this is complicated," Brooke said, sitting across from her at the kitchen table. "But sometimes you have to take a leap of faith. You've always been brave, even when the outcome wasn't certain. You can't let fear paralyze you." Hope appreciated Brooke's encouragement, but she also knew the older woman's advice came with its own bias. Brooke's instincts often leaned toward emotional decisions, favoring love over logic. Hope needed a path that balanced both. That evening, as Hope tucked Beth and Douglas into bed, she felt a deep pang of responsibility. These children were her world, and every decision she made rippled through their lives. Could she make a choice that honored her career, her marriage, and their happiness all at once? Or would she have to sacrifice one for the others? The following day brought unexpected news. Liam had arranged a meeting with Ridge, Carter, and even Thomas himself. The discussion was meant to iron out the collaboration details, but Hope sensed there was more at play. She could feel the tension as Ridge and Carter exchanged cautious glances, and Thomas's subtle smirk suggested he was enjoying every second of the drama. Hope took a deep breath, stepping into the room with confidence. "Let's be clear," she began, her voice steady. "I'm willing to consider this collaboration, but only if it respects my boundaries, my family, and my role in this company. I'm not here to be manipulated or pressured." Thomas's smirk faltered slightly. "Hope, I assure you, this is about the business. But flexibility is key. We all have to compromise." Hope met his gaze evenly. "I understand compromise. But there's a difference between compromise and compromising my principles." Liam reached out, taking her hand. "Hope, I'm proud of you. Whatever you decide, I'm here to support you. We're in this together. Hope felt a surge of gratitude and love. Liam's support reminded her that difficult decisions weren't meant to be faced alone. And yet, the final choice still rested with her. That night, Hope retreated to her private sanctuary, a quiet corner of the Forrester estate where she often found clarity. She reviewed the options in her mind: accept the collaboration and navigate potential pitfalls, or decline and maintain control over her professional environment while risking tension with the family. After hours of reflection, Hope realized the truth. There was no perfect choice. Every option carried risk, every path required sacrifice. But she also recognized that her strength lay not in avoiding risk, but in confronting it head-on with honesty, integrity, and courage. With a deep breath, Hope made her decision. She would accept the collaboration, but on her terms. She would set clear boundaries, insist on transparency, and prioritize the well-being of her family above all else. It wouldn't be easy, but Hope knew that true leadership and true love required courage in the face of uncertainty. The next morning, she gathered the family and the Forrester team. "I've made my decision," she announced, voice ringing with quiet confidence. "We're moving forward with the collaboration, but we're doing it in a way that reflects who we are. We protect our family, we protect our values, and we protect each other." A murmur of approval rippled through the room. Even Thomas seemed momentarily taken aback by her resolve. Liam wrapped his arms around her, whispering, "You're incredible, Hope. I don't know what I'd do without you." Hope smiled, feeling a weight lift from her shoulders. The path ahead would still be challenging, full of obstacles and unexpected twists. But for the first time in weeks, she felt a sense of clarity, a reaffirmation of her strength, and the knowledge that whatever came next, she would face it with unwavering determination. As the Forrester team moved forward with renewed energy and the family rallied around Hope and Liam, one thing was certain: Hope Logan had made the difficult decision, and in doing so, she had proven that courage, love, and integrity could guide even the most complicated hearts through the storm. The road ahead would be filled with challenges, rivalries, and unexpected twists, as life at Forrester Creations always was. But Hope was ready. She had chosen not just for herself, but for her family, her career, and the legacy she wanted to leave behind. And in that moment, surrounded by those she loved, Hope Logan knew that difficult decisions, no matter how painful, could lead to strength, growth, and a future worth fighting for. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.